kuna mtu anaitwa Oscar Sudi, sijui kama mnamjua, sijui kama nyufuatilia politics.
Okay, najua you ufanya politics pande za Rift Valley.
Alafu DP.
DP, okay, yeah. Nakumbuka pia kuna time alikuwa ameshikwa. And then akitoka pia ni kama alibail out wase na cash bond.
Relationship yake na president?
Sijajua iko aje. Sifuatilia
kitu. Tulipanga juu yake na Zach kwa one of the previous episodes. So kuna time hii ninja imetoka pale iko imejam. Ile time nani vile DP Ruto alikaziwa kuishia Uganda. Nakumbuka pale airport. Sudi alikuwa amejam.
Ni ule mseo motherfucker.
Alikuwa amejam mpaka anasema ati watu wakibonga juu corruption, kwa nini president achatuambia kule ametoa land? Alafu kile mtu mwambiwagwa, ushambiwagwa like kuna vitu ziko constant in life, death and taxes. So don't fuck with KRA, si ndio? Another thing unafaa kuandika kwa nini? You don't fuck with the president. Apparently, si ninja aliongea mbaya juu ya president. Na hii ninja ni MP. They went digging into his life. So wakafind number 1 papers zake za Kenya Institute of Management ni fake. Admission number yake ni academic flat. It gets worse. Yosi Nicole. Apparently ushaona gani ninja Oscar Sudi? Ili do exams lini KCSE ukiangalia. Wacha tuanzie hapo. Hapo ndio red flag ya kwanza.
Okay. Sidhani alifanya KCSE. Anakaa usema O levels.
O levels ndio. Za kushona hiyo rais. Unakumbuka? Kumbuka ile mwaka ile do KCSE unajua ni when? Ati 2006. Tu anacheza. Ira ile do aje exam 2006.
Okay.
KCSE, CKC ati university. Of course. Alafu who did he fuck with? The president. So ile admission number ni araya flag. Chuo anasema alienda nini Parklands. Ile nini anasema alienda Highway Secondary. Ile admission number ana nini hiyo inaitwa nini index number. Alifanya nayo exams ni amsewa Parklands. You don't fuck with the president. Acheki. Alafu so raya iko saizi iko na kesi ya forgery. All he needed to do was shut the fuck up. Don't fuck with the president. Mimi naweza kuona naambia Ruto cause my papers are fake, si ndio? Naweza kuona naambia Ruto ndio tuko pamoja. Lakini huko nje siongei na tafuta zile raya ziko na real papers niongeeni. Get press conference it okay. You don't fuck with the president of an African.
So alikuwa kwa rally.
Amekuwa tu ni msee like amekuwa very vocal very disrespectful
on nini like Instagram lives those kind of on social media is very disrespectful like
that president
that time he was using some other words you would never use on a president like even if I don't like the president those are not the words I'm going to use
so he disrespects such a nigga he controls everything unajua kitu tu usahau juu ya Kenya ni the president does not need sijui a court order. If Uhuru right now calls Safaricom ambeni aje kunifa line to amwafe okay sawa nataka kujua imekuwa ikiona nani ma text zote nitumie papch he gets everything about your life mpaka anza kunjua hii raia inaingia kapon hub to 33 to 33 unaingia pon hub unashtukia unajua nawe mwenyewe uko pon hub umeuploadiwa na inaitangwa nini NIS ukijako phone cheza kuna watu you don't fuck with the president
but hata hivyo tuseme the president has so many things in his mind probably he doesn't even pay attention to that so the loyalists the president probably doesn't even care but the loyalists to show how dedicated they are the ones who will
wacha tukuonyeshe kitu tunaweza fanyia huyu jamaa
so the president as an institution makes sense because to loyalist tunakuwa tubaya kama nakumbuka msego kalikuwa Kamodho
the
late Kamodho kalikuwa loyalist alafu unajua ufiti wa Moi ni the more uko na lambarasa yake the more uko na advance in life raz kwa zina lambarasa Moi ziko zinaenda kwa
but hiyo inakuwa principle ya nini ya kukua boss you have to be good in kissing ass kama uwezi enda juu
kuzile ile Kamodho ilikuwa zile levels hata moyo akiwa msiki kwa we are sick what's hurting us today ilikuwa level nyingine but history ya Sudi imenionyesha hiyo story moja as in don't fuck with the president unless your record is spotless yani impeccable and it can never be you'll find there's some bullshit unadu because mnakumbuka pia kuna umse wa US tukienda US kidogo mse alikuwa governor wa US akamwa think kugo against wase wa Wall Street alikuwa anataka walipe taxes mabilionaire one of the billionaires akamwambia utajua haya kumbe ninja had a secret life.
Oh my god.
Used to fuck with prostitutes. That shit came out and people used to think he'd end up being the president. Alikuwa anaitwa nani? Niko tu nikigoogle New York governor prostitutes anaenda kutokea. Mkumbuke mseka huyo? Alikuwa anaenda nini? Alianza kushtua soja pale Wall Street. Ati anashtua hizo mabilionaires. Nilimwambia utajua do ni kila kitu. Ilikuwa like New York governor prostitution. Hata ukifanya hivyo inatokea ni kama fulani ka Jewish Elliot Spitzer tunajua so ati on March 10th 2008 the New York Times reported that Democratic governor of New York Elliot Spitzer had patronized a prostitution ring nacheki kwa nini inaitwa Emperor's Club VIP. All he did was fuck with one billionaire. Billionaire alimwambia wewe kauko na secret it's going to come out. And we all have secrets. Like we are all three niggas. We've known each other for over 20 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you niggas do in the bedroom. It's like one of you niggas is some BDSM nigga.
I don't even know what that is.
BDSM, you get tied and then get whooped.
Hey.
For you to get an erection, you have to be whooped thoroughly. Yeah, so unajua that shit will never come out till uko hapo like Uhuru Kenyatta sijui ni kichwa ngumu. Tape yako inatokea so don't mess with people who have power. I know this president has both money
and power.
So that's what happened.
Alafu ni mse
Oscar Sudi.
Ni mse anakea about kitu watu wanasema juu yake. He deleted his Twitter.
So he's a little bit sensitive.
Yeah, he's a bit sensitive. There was a conversation he was having paka alikuwa anamuonea huruma. Umeona kitu wanaongea juu yangu? Unaona kitu wanasema juu yangu? Mi hata hii Twitter nilisema
cause kukosea heshima. Historia ya kumuita Jaden.
Yes. Watu walikuwa wanamkosea heshima.
Ngezo Jaden.
That speech was the funniest. I loved it.
So mazesi unaweza ogopa basi society. Kama unaweza fanya preso mazia deal tweet yako sasa mtu kama mimi nikisema si wanakumaliza tu.
Wanakumaliza jo. That's why one of the things more respect nani Boniface Mwangi. Mbona watu wakiargue sana na hiyo ninja because if by now hakuna secret imetokea and that nigga has talked shit. Wow. And nothing has ever come out. Alafu watu wakisema we are going to expose you na kuanga sawa and then nothing comes out because everyone has a secret. So like if you don't have that because me siwezi mi kuna levels siwezi ile fuck around too much because mi shida yangu tu ile naambia ni Pornhub. Naweza kwa hapo je niko Pornhub niambia leo let me bust a nut before sleeping. Niko broadcast live. So hii sasa nataka tunaenda kumaliza tumekuwa tukimaliza show na dark whatever but I feel like we need to kumaliza because na cheki ninja Muki jo kicks jo hizo ni kicks gani jo
nimedunga British Knights so hata British Knights maze so hata hizi jumu nimeziongelelea hapo kwa book yangu nipatia na story vile nilianza the way I fell in love with sound. Buda moja nilikuwa nazushaga naye kuna siku tu out of nowhere alinipatia gezi ma radio hizi ma FM AM band so nilikuwa nimejazika sana nayo so nilikuwa nahitaji headphones juu ikiwasha inasikika labda watu mother naomba nini so kuna best yangu alikuwa na hizo ma headphones na aliniambia ndio nizichukue nafaa kumdunga so sita hiyo ni in the 90s na nimdunge British Knights zangu hiyo time mazee British Knights zilikuwa zaka na Joe story najeki za British Knights na nini unajua gear mazee mimi nimekuwa msee wa gear mpenda kudunga so basically what happened was hizo viatu zilienda na hiyo do nilimpatia in installments ndio nipate headphones za kusikiza kwa hiyo nini so later on in life nikakuja nikasema Joe saizi kuna naweza jipatia sasa leo nilisema nikikuja hapa iko nini nataka nikuje kaa niko fresh man. I hope nimewakilisha
umewakilisha
nimewakilisha najua nini my brothers zangu maze na it's not been a smooth path, it's not been a bed of roses, but tumekuwa pamoja and well on a softer stay. I love you niggas.
Love you.
So reason nafanya tubongeje story the when I think of African Americans, what comes to mind? Because me, when I think of African Americans, the thing that comes to mind is the people that gave me hip hop. And hip hop to me, I'd say, made me who I am today. Like nakumbuka tukiandika itakuaje, kuandika like tufuta kumaliza kampo, job itatoka wapi. Because of hip hop, I got a job. Ended up working on radio, and that just took me on a whole trajectory. And this was because of Black Americans and hip hop. So I think about that beautiful side. They gave me this culture. But sometimes when I also look at them, I'm like, these people are strangers. Like the way they look at life and the way I look at life as an African. And with this part, I think we can just speak their language. Yes. The way I look at life as an African and the way the average Black Americans looks at life, I feel like it's super different. So let's start with that. Like when you think about Black Americans, what comes to mind? Because to me, I think about that, like the coolest motherfuckers in the world. People who gave me something that they didn't need to give me. And that was hip hop. Hip hop, the sort of music that showed me that my demons were not just mine. A lot of people are struggling with shit. That it's okay to be vulnerable. You see? So these are people that I love that I don't think would love me back. You see? Because these are the same people who I've had them say funky like African cab drivers. I've had them talk about things like call us booty scratchers.
Spear chuckers.
Spear chuckers. So you, when you think about Black Americans, what comes to mind?
Also, the media has perpetuated hizo stereotype about the Black American, hizi movie zote. Ukiangalia pia hata vile tuliwakilisha hip hop ndio tufike hapa. Sasa hivi vile tuna outgrow hiki tu, was it really necessary kuvaa malongi ka crisscross, was there any other better thing they would have shown about the Black community yenye tungetumia? Unacheki? Najua tushajiuliza hizo maswali at this age. Unaona? So media imeplay role ya kuangalia vile hiyo community iko na ime-influence watu wengi sana. And mostly it has been negative. So juzi hapa Dave Chappelle ameongea juu ya space juice. Sijui watu Dave Chappelle ongeaga in codes. Unacheki? Kila alikuwa anasema mazee sikizeni. Hiyo story ya slave alitolewa kwa slavery. Yeye mwenyewe akaenda akaanzisha nini? Slave farm ya kubreed.
Which was the worst form of slavery.
And it's a black man doing that. Na Dave akasema nini? Na imagine kuna watu wanatoa hii movie. Itaitwa Space Juice. Yani kuna watu wana control kile watu wetu wataona na decision watamake ya image wanaona hivi nataka kuwa hivi. So it's a very sad state of affairs.
Umesema ile pia lazima ni thank Black Americans for stand-up comedy. Like that's another thing ile I ended up loving it kabisa juu ya Black Americans. So Zach, when you think Black Americans,
hip hop. That's what I don't see anything else.
And that's basically your life. So so somehow they gave us life. Unajua cause I used to love Lingala. I still love Lingala. Unacheki like mi ukiweka Diblo. Hey, Diblo,
unakumbuka ile audition ya Big Brother?
Yani hiyo nafikiri nimecheza nani? Nimecheza hiyo ni kanda. Lakini kulikuwa na Diblo, alafu kulikuwa na Daleki Moko. Mimi naoje tubonga tu ya guitar kwanza before we even get to the music. Unacheki? So I used to love this music so much. I still love it. Like every time it's played, like I did like one of the last things nilifanyaga as a rapper was I wrote an ode to reggae. Cheki, where I dedicated a song to reggae music. And I remember telling Ian Silvestre yetu, kanikiambia Ian, I need a beat that has a Lingala sample because I need to do an ode to Lingala. Because I always pay homage to things that influence me. I was never able to do that. But if I was to ever go back to rapping, that would be the one song I'd want to do. an ode to Lingala. I loved Lingala, but I could not understand what they were talking about. So then comes this art form that I can fully understand by people very far from me, you see. But now comes the internet that demystifies a lot of stuff that they do. So for example, the reason why I brought up Black Americans is because I follow this page called Humans of New York. I don't know if any of you follow it.
No.
So one of the latest stories kwa Humans of New York, hii wiki, the story of some dude. So this is how the story starts. So you'll have to wait for the ending. So the story starts with a dude in his girlfriend's house. They argue and he decides he's going home.
Okay.
So it's a petty fight. And they argue. And what does he do? He grabs his Jordans, wears them. He had a nice coat, whatever. So he's looking fresh. Starts going. This is 2 years ago. Reaches downstairs, he realizes, I don't have my phone. But he's a man, he's proud. Will he go back to his girlfriend's place to take his phone? Because he's planning to spend the night. Will he do that? His pride tells him no, just use the subway. Starts walking the subway. This is New York at night. Walks and then starts feeling weird, like unajua instincts zinamwambia like something bad might happen. Reaches the subway safely. Then akiwa kwa subway, the train comes. When the train reaches, he sees one car that's full of people. Alafu anasema, I'm not going to go there. Let me go to the empty place because I don't want to stand out in quotes. As soon as aliingia hiyo place, what happens next? Someone else followed him there. Why? Because he was wearing Jordans. He says he does not know what happened next. But he woke up in a hospital. And when he woke up in a hospital, he's opening his eyes. He can't see anything. But he does not think anything about it. He thinks, bado ni usiku. But then he can't move his hands and he can't move his feet. Why? Because he's handcuffed. So, what did he come to learn happened? When this other guy entered that cart, they saw he had Jordans on. This guy stabbed him in the eye using a screwdriver just to get his Jordans. And it comes back to why, who made Black Americans value Jordans that much? Because I don't give a fuck about Jordans. And I don't think there's any country that truly gives a fuck about Jordans like America. That's number one. I don't think there's a people out there that truly value shoes like Black people in America, that you'd stab someone in the eye for their shoes. That story just fucked me up. And then it gets even worse. So apparently eyes share nerves or whatever. I don't know what they share. But the fact that he was stabbed in this one eye, it messed up this other eye and he ended up blind. So now he's totally blind because of a pair of Jordans. You see, this is what's fucking with me. Like, shoes, nigga, shoes. And him, the way he's talking, it's like he was ready to give out. So this other dude must have attacked him aggressively like an animal just because they wanted the shoes. And it goes back to, can hip-hop be blamed for this? Like hip-hop has always had that shit of fresh and clean swag. Look the best, show these other motherfuckers, you have the Gucci, you have the chain, you have the... So do you feel hip-hop can be blamed for this? Or do you feel like, let's go back to the 80s. Our parents used to love vitenge, sindio? But do you think there's anyone who got stabbed because of vitenge?
No.
Because we've always loved swag. We've always, Yes, so that's what I wanted like us to talk about. Like, do we look at life very differently from Black Americans?
I think so.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems, especially in the family setting. I'd say so, without criticizing any single mothers, but we know for a fact that the African American community has been disadvantaged for a very long time.
Yeah.
With a broken family setting. So, for someone to do that, either he's on drugs, or he's just someone who's never had a sense of direction, akiwa tangu wakwe. And another thing, this generation is CCC, but Generation Z. Very emotional. Very, very erratic. Think with an emotional response fast. No logic behind the next course of action. So that's a very depressing story, man.
It's depressing, but it made me question, because like even when I think about wealth, and we've talked about this before, Nazak. Like when I think about wealth, I think about trips. Yes, taking a lot of trips. I think about like owning a lot of electronics, having some nice cars. Clothes have never been top of my list. I need to wear Gucci. Fuck Gucci. I need to wear Versace. I need to wear Louis Vuitton. Like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Oh yeah.
Do I want some fresh kicks? Yes. But these kicks are how much? $2,000. This one's 50. I'm taking the 50 ones. You see, like that's another thing. Would you wear Jordans and travel to America in Jordans after hearing this story?
Probably not.
I think you're more equipped to answer that, because I've never been to the States. Well, man, in New York wenyewe. So
yeah,
me,
but
I was
wearing my usual shit. Ile kitu interestingly happened New York. Ile naweza kumbuka ni kulikuwa na sale na kuna msee mmoja waga na sponsor show na ni big supporter into Alex Red, and that patia his perspective on this, but kulikuwa na sale vile nilikuwa New York, so nishaona 50% off. So nikaambia Kamlami ni aje tuingie hii place, wacha nikatafute viatu. So nishaenda pale nikapata cut. Kuna cut zingine nilikuwa nazo za black. Nikazichukua, alafu nikaona pia cut za nini nikazichukua, cause hizi cuts ziko zinafaa kwa like $80. Now they were going for 40. Brand new. So Iko pia nitabuy second hand at the same. So I took 2 pairs, and then nikaona Jordans fulani hapo. I'm an African. I just saw sneakers. I didn't even see Jordans. I just saw sneakers. Nacheki. So I grabbed these sneakers, and then nikaenda pale kwa till. Nishapatia na tip. Alafu nikaambwa, these ones are not on offer. Niko like, why? So because they are Jordans. No Jordans on offer. And it never registered.
Oh.
It never registered.
Kwani marketing ya products za home say?
No, Jordans, listen. It was different.
Huh?
It was different.
Yeah,
it was different.
Because that nigga made basketball.
It was different. I'm telling you, in school, Primo, we had 2 Jamaican kids and about like a bunch of white kids. And whenever they went back home for summer holiday, then they came back in those Jordans and the pumps. We felt so inadequate. Because this is what you would see on TV, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You're seeing this is what the Fresh Prince is wearing. This guy has them now. And when they go for that summer is when now everything is. Because you have to go back to school fresh.
So wamekam na hizo the new latest fresh.
My friend.
And it was the hot shit.
What? Yeah, we used to feel inadequate. Like that's how those shoes were marketed. And that's in the 90s.
Yeah.
So saizi it's even like overborn.
Saizi
guys are
appreciate. Kuna Jordans ina appreciate.
Because guys collect now.
Guys collect.
Yeah,
so Jordan mwenyewe anasema nini juu ya vitu guys?
He never says anything. So haujaona ile Jordan alafu meka Nike alafu instead just do it ni fuck them kids. Because too many people have died. Zizi, not him. But too many people have died because of Jordans. I think that's the reason why Shaquille alibongaga na watu wake Reebok, and they made his shoes like very affordable. But top quality, very affordable. So you'll find the same quality na Jordans. But now Jordans, because of the society, because you give something value. Like if you went with brand new Jordans to Kisumu or any African village, no one gives a fuck. They just see shoes.
Yeah.
But in America, they'll see this thing that you can even lose your life for. Why? Because it makes you look cool. And I find that to be really sad. Like I'll say this again, like if I had the money, I'd actually do an exchange program. Bring Black American kids to Africa and show them there's more to life than this fucking swag shit. Looking fresh is all good and that, but yeah. So that was like one of those depressing stories. But now, majuzi tumekuwa hapa na Paul vile umesema jua kali, akatupatia story yake ya India, na alisema India, one rite of passage ya India ni kuhara. So lazima rayo tuambie jo, hepi ulihara ama ukuhara? Ama uli-avoid ukiwa India? Wacha niwapatie story moja juu ya Muki. Muki is one of those weird niggas. Like, as in, he's our nigga, but he's a nigga that we'll talk to this week. Then next week uko like, hey, Muki ni aje, uko wapi? Niko South Africa. Oh, okay. Alafu you're like, unarudi wapi? Bado sijui. Then just stays there. You stayed in SA for 3 months.
3 months.
Then another time.
But that was
uko
just
wapi?
one trip, you know.
Yes. Uko wapi? Niko India. What? Came back after 3 months. Uko wapi? Uko UK. Came back after a year. So you have this weird shit where you go to a place, you live for very long. So now let's start with the Indian experience before we go to the South African and India. I'm only avoid dishi kabisa local.
Maze India kusema tu kweli, no offense to my Indian rabtis, but hygiene is questionable. Mimi sikuwa na experience ya kuhara cause nilikuwa na hiyo nishaji prepare. And then niliavoid vitu mingi sana. So kani dishi ya hoteli mali nilikuwa naishi hapo hivyo ndo nilikuwa nakula. Kuventure nje sana hapana cause nilikuwa nishaji prepare. Unaona?
Alafu hiyo story ni ukweli ile, kuna ile story muskia raya zikisema ati India kuna kuwaga na place unaenda tu bata tu raya zimesquat zinashona. Zipiga story.
Oh yeah, another thing is kusema tu ukweli maze India inanukanga shonde. Cause maze kuna time maze hapo
human feces.
Kuna mlima juu ya shonde yenye lori inapanda. Hiyo ni mlima ya shonde cause say kwanza hiyo time the British came. Kuna protest fulani walifanya unasikia.
I think it was an IO unaweza educate waseje hiyo protest.
So hiyo protest ilikuwa ni ya kutoa mbeberu kumwambia huyo mbeberu lazima arudi kwao. Sasa wanawake wakaambiwa hakuna kwenda kwa choo, watoto pia mshonde huko nje. Na ni kitu watu walikuwa wanafanya diligently. Kuna jamaa New Delhi kuna mlima ya shonde. Ni kama ile taka ile garbage site ya Dandora. But ni mlima, but ni ya shonde.
Yaani shonde chini imedry, raya zinapanda juu za kushonde hiyo shonde.
Lori hata si raia. Alafu mazee kuna water buffaloes. Hizo ndo wase wanadishika ng'ombe juu ng'ombe ni holy, si ndio? Sasa hizo water buffalo
na ng'ombe ile tumetoka tu bonga evolution, yani tu nyama moja.
Water buffalo. Maze zina swim kwa hiyo nini sewage jo. Hizi mang'ombe zinatembea zikikula tu paper bag zikipiga round hapa. Unacheki hizi ndio mnachinjiwa yani huko mdishika ng'ombe.
Alafu nikosikia nini nikidigress kidogo. Sikia story matumbo waga tu Bobe Kenya ati kilo moja.
Juu huko kuna maze nilienda hadi huko Taj Mahal, Agra. Maze
sura ya bado zinashonde tu ni kama zimesahau.
Mnaweza kaa hivi sasa hiyo story ya mother ulitoa. Ni hivyo maze unaweza kaa hivi mazuko. Nakumbuka siku moja nimekaa na dem fulani ametoka Central African Republic. Kwa hoteli hapa tunabonga poa, dema kunywa wine. Mimi hapa niko mashot zangu hivi. Unajua? Alafu maze kidogo tu harufu ya mavi hicho. Ashindwa Johnny nini jamaa.
Ngoja raia na shonde tu karibu na.
Si ati raia. Mimi nashindwa dem. Mbona ana nyamba. Unacheki? Kumbe si yeye. India inanuka mavi.
You're going to be cancelled. You're going to be cancelled.
Zizi, that's what tunabonga shenge. Asema Wahindi was the country.
Si ati ni state moja. Si state moja.
Ulienda nini?
Mimi nilienda kule nani alikuwa shule anaitwaje Waititu. Nilienda huko Punjab huko.
Kitu interesting ni hiyo ninja ingia India, but that's a story for another day. Ni the same Oscar Sudi shit.
Huko mazeni nilikaa mazeni. Sasa unajua hapa hivi tumekaa unaona tu wale watu mmekaa mnayo kwa hii program. Kuna siku tukamwona
ulikuwa umeenda IT.
Unajua hiyo ndo
kitu moja ile let's talk all the shit about India, but India ni right next to China come to IT and also like one of the fastest growing economies in the world.
Science and technology, nuclear economy.
So basically unachikika saa hizi if you have a problem with your Amazon Fire Stick, you call Amazon support. That call
India.
is not, it's India.
Kamse kametoka kushonde nje.
What is wrong with your Fire Stick? Just reboot it. Take it to hand. We can't give you warranty now. Yeah. Call centers iwachukua.
Mazao kuna call centers zingine za ajabu huko hivyo yani.
Lakini sasa hiyo place some mtu anadishi aje cause it's one thing kunusa mavi time una chill. It's another thing kunusa mavi ukidishi.
The safest bet is just to go vegetarian.
You feel like you're eating it.
So nilikuwa nakwambia ni kwenda Agra. Kufika Agra sijaisa hiyo statue juu ni wase wako na magods wengi. Kuna ma statue zingine za ajabu alafu mazee sasa tuko kwa barabara nashindwa basi imesimama kwa nini. Mazee kutoa kichwa hivi. Umati ya watu ina crawl. Wamekuja pilgrimage huko Agra huko ni kwa kina Krishna. Sasa Krishna kwanza unajua
unajua kwa nini mfanya hivi? Hamko mnaoch Mahabharat. Kama Mahabharat, so Mahabharat Krishna alikuwa na do finger hivi, alafu kanini kanatokea. Nikaka blade. So akidu hivi, niseme zaka ameongea shit na ducha alafu anafanya hivi. Unaka blade kana kukujia. Na wewe hapa kana unajua KRS-One ali hiyo
Krishna.
From Krishna
kwa sababu Krishna pia unajua ni black ni vile wamechange doctrine yao. Wanasema ni kama
enlighten.
Walimfanya akakuwa blue but ni mweusi na alikuwa rebel pia. Alikuwa anapigana nao.
So unapata wakicroll.
Mazi tunashindoi basi mazi imekaa hapo mbana. 1 hour watu wana crawl. Family kama mmetoka hapo ka family ya mtu 7, labda buda na watoto 3 walianza. Mna crawl na siku crawl ya magoti ka on fours. Ni easy kama ile ya jeshi. Mazi belief systems zingine za ajab alafu kile sitaisahau maze ni New Delhi sasa kabla tufike Agra jo kuna line nyingine sasa tulikuwa naenda sijui the Red Gate place inaitwa the Red Temple sijui Red Gate hiyo place maze ni mystical jo imesurroundiwa na ndom ni castle ya kitambo sana kuna mystics mob huko sana alafu sasa hapa hivi maze kuna line ya watu yani maskini unajua wale beggars mazi hawana hata nguo mazi yani ni wewe uchague ni mgani anaenda kufa
umsaidia
ile place mazi achana na ile place jo
so hiyo ni nini after hiyo acha tuende light I'm hoping this is light UK because UK pia nilishtukia tu alafu UK kitu interesting kitakuja Muki ni wild anonga zak tukibonga jua life coach ma life coach Muki unafaa kuwa life coach nikwambia kwa nini hata niona ka life coach fulani ikadem kameandika hapa kwa Kenya when do you decide that it's the right time to quit your job so kameandika hapa nika life coach unajua she's figured out life now she's coaching people on how to figure out life so cause 1 minute Muki just I think nigga you just told me I'm going to quit this shit and then you quit and the next thing we talk uko Brito I don't even know how you ended up in Britain. I don't even know how. So I admired that. That was some bullshit to do. I'm sure it came with like some pain and some. But Sasa, how was your stay in UK?
Okay, I'll just give
the funny stories. The
funny
good,
stories.
The good and the bad. If you went through some racist shit.
Racist stuff, Iko, but it's very institutionalized from the time unaingia. You'll get that feeling like you have to prove, like lazima useme kwa nini uko hapo na uonyeshe ile pesa unataka kutumia ukiwa huko. Alafu siku moja utaenda kudunda. Ukienda kudunda utaona demu mweusi, si ndio? Umezoea mademu mweusi unaenda kuhala kwake anakuangalia juu chini, demu wa London na siki mchali huyu sija ametoka wapi? Ametoka Lagos ama ametoka sijui wapi anakuja kuniambia.
Sasa Lagos ukichoma.
Unajua so utapata lazima reset. Reset kuwe na an adaptive mind. Ni kusafi hizo matrain na nini.
Wall stay place gani?
Mimi nilikuwa na stay 4 hours away from London, place inaitwa Hereford, very quiet town. So I have a lot of family there, unacheki. Na watu nimejua, so nilikuwa nataka tu place safe. London nilikuwa tu kama nina shughuli. So basically it's me experience yangu I would have enjoyed it more if I was there at a younger age.
Okay. Because older kuna vitu
exactly.
Okay. Then wacha to rewind. Ese ndio limita kina Apu Sebekedi.
Ese nilipiga strip mob sana nikienda Ese kwanza hiyo ya Ghetto Radio.
Alafu kwanza wacha tuanzie hapa. Uliendaga Ese na bus by bus. Which that's one of the things I admire about this nigga. He just decides to do some crazy as shit. Goes and stays somewhere for long. I'm like, how the fuck is he earning money? How are you surviving? So ese uliamuaje, ulikaaje siku moja ukamua nataka tu kuishia ese.
So nilikwambia tu yani when you're young and you have a lot of things unataka kuzifanya unachangamka, unacheki kama for me hiyo time nilikuwa nataka kujua tu moja ya Africa, kwanza TZ. Nimependa TZ sana. Ina history nyingine nimeheshimu. Na ni place yani mimi kama Tanzania nikienda sahi kuna place inaitwa Tunduma. Wale wasiobadilisha do hapo wananijua. Unacheki niliwashout out hata kwa $1 a day. And they're very loyal people. I respect those guys. And there's something about Tanzanians, man, I love the loyalty and I love their honesty.
Because that's another thing. Hata nikikuinterrupt kidogo. Another thing about pia mimi unajua like tumekuwa mabest for very long. But sometimes we go through this whatever's zetu that we don't talk but we're still cool. So after Ghetto Radio I was fucked up in the mind. I was not straight. Like this is something I'd built for so long. So I got stressed and I decided I'm going to travel. So what I did is I think I booked a flight. Nikaenda nayo mpaka Dar. But siku put like 2-way. So when I reached Dar, I decided like I'm just going to travel. Just enter a bus and go. So nili travel from Dar by bus. Nikafika Bukoba. Nikafika kina Singida, Bukoba, Stewart, went mpaka huko kwote. Alafu came back to Dar, took another flight to Kampala. Then from Kampala, took a bus, entered mpaka Congo. Do you know that? I went to Congo, man. I spent like a lot. I spent like 200 G's just traveling.
Wow.
So then I was so. And then when I came back, I was just in a good mental space. Just continued. I never told you niggas because I felt like niggas feel like this nigga is so kuna hiyo like I traveled a lot, went to kina nini. So mtu akienda through passport yangu uta notice nje inapaka Congo. I went to Congo. So Congo was interesting because first of all they keep left. They keep right like Americans. But wako na hizi left hand drive or one of the two. They keep right and then it's some weird shit. Alafu hakuna road infrastructure. Like the parts that I went through, there was no road infrastructure. Then the bridges zile magari zinapitia ni magari za mbao. So huko sikukaa, huko nikatuande nikatoka nikarudi UG. Then after UG nikanini. So from UG to Nairobi I just took a bus. Just came back in a bus. Yes. And then I remember nikiwa kwa hiyo gari come back. I think I went back to TZ again and then took a bus. I don't know from where. But sana nikikuja ndio someone called Kanumba had died. So basi juu kutoka TZ kuonyesha video za Kanumba. Kanumba sifulani kwa actor TZ. So it was some good shit like so let's go back to where sasa ku travel South Africa. I just wanted to put you a intermission on.
Okay. Like when you start it's hard to stop. Na hiyo time the age allowed us to do that. So kwenda ese kwanza niliona unajua kuna hiyo nini ya Ghetto Radio. And then kuna sasa ile quest yangu tu to see the different countries. Zach wa Tanzania nyinyi na watu wakarimu sana.
You already know.
Man. You see my nigga here always the coolest.
Zach akiwa Kenya anachukua credit ya TZ, akiwa TZ anachukua credit ya Kenya.
So nilikuwa nataka travel huko kwote. Tanzania, Zambia, Botswana, South Africa. So South Africa ni vile tu nilikuwa na close na Akili. Na Akili alikuwa na make music. Akili Black kwa wale watu wajui. Hawa wasanii wakubwa wa South Africa. Utaje wakina Casper Nyovest. Mtaje marehemu Double HP. Mtaje Kulichana. Ase wote kwa hiyo keja yake wamekaa hapa hivi couch wamelala na wakaa
sasa na wakina Traboli
usisahau the one and only APU
Apu Sebekede shout out
anytime we ever needed subtitles it was here so maybe hii trip ya essay tunaweza bonga kila
so because not only because of his success there or yani hata semi success yani alikuwa ni msewa yuko he was a member of that community and I really wanted to be a part of that energy to be able to create with him.
So in South Africa, you're in which
a state in the northwest? It's a state called Mafikeng.
Yeah.
Here is where Akili had his studio. Dextro studio ilianza huko.
Yeah.
Na hapa hivi niliishi, and here is where we did $1 a day. Unacheki?
Yeah.
So the experience wasn't just for South Africa, but it went through all those countries there, from Nairobi to Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam is crazy. Ubungo. Oh, the heat there.
So let me keep showing $1 a day. $1 a day.
Yeah, your project bado iko, you are able to download it. We don't charge for that. So then the other trips I made there were now because of the relationships I had created. So at there are so many things zilifanyika huko, unajua nikakuja hadi
I think that's where you met your other friend, the one who passed away.
Odwashweni marehemu.
You met him there during that trip?
I met him during my stay in SA, unacheki. So I met a lot of people who were very close to me, unacheki.
And you're not afraid, because another thing, I don't know if it's the media, but another thing that I've come to learn from the media is I'm afraid of South Africa. And Apu, you're my nigga. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm so afraid of South Africa, so I feel like they'll notice that I'm not one of them, and then they'll call me kwere, whoop my ass. Whoop my ass, even kill my ass, and I'm just there passing by. I'm not there to stay. I just want to go back home. You see, like, so you're not afraid of
because
violence,
of the community I'm with. I'm with
xenophobia?
I'm with the hip hop community, and the larger community which is exposed is not on that tip.
Okay.
There's that, and it's actually when's the last xenophobic attacks you had? Any this year? Last year?
But I think a few years ago there was that. That's why Burna Boy ended up saying he'll never perform in South Africa, but he ended up performing there still.
Political machinations, which will always get people who are not exposed. But there's something inculcated in the South African conscience of a foreigner, of a kwere, that it depends on the person. It depends on the person.
Because one weird thing about Kenya is, for someone who's never been to Kenya, or maybe someone who's listening to us, one thing about Kenya is we hate our own, but we don't hate foreigners. It's a very weird phenomenon. That means that even communities like the Somalis, who are classified as, like, people will be like, oh, these people might know, Al-Shabaab might know what. If they enter any community and they interact with people, they're just loved. Like, you're one of us. But we'll fight each other during elections, like Kenyans versus Kenyans during elections, but then it ends. But if a foreigner comes, we don't care. You can just live amongst us. Ulani South Africa, ulani Nigeria, ulani, and just the police will harass you, but the civilians won't give a fuck. The civilians, I think, we are more curious about it. Like, how's your country? How's your there's no that, like, you need to go back to your country. I've never had a Kenyan tell someone they need to go back to their country.
It's a very tough thing, because also, who is the biggest foreigner? What shade of skin does he wear? But we'll always hate the nigger. Nigger. We always hate. So that stay was dope, It was dope, from my own experience. And then double HP, when we talked about double HP, the funny thing is, every time I used to see a double HP, I used to remember Big Mike. I think because they were big. And then they've now both, like, rest in peace. So, it makes you appreciate life. Life is so fragile, And it's one of those things, like, you don't know when you're going, see? And it reminds me, the same thing, like, nigga, I'll keep thanking you for atmosphere, because this line always comes to my mind when he says, and if I had a choice, I wouldn't want to live forever. And that's another interesting thing. If you had a choice, would you want to live forever? Because I think he just said it. Because I think the reason why we embrace death, if you were to ask me, why do we embrace death? I'd say it's because of aging. If we didn't age, we would never embrace death. So, if you had a choice, would you want to live forever? That's slag. And if I had a choice, I wouldn't want to live forever.
I would live forever and ever and ever and ever. Because nobody knows what's on the other side. As much as watakwambia it's milk and honey, nigga, I've never liked milk and honey. Those two don't mix.
Damn.
Yeah, those two don't mix.
So, I don't know who said this. Who? No, listen, it's not that people fear death, but it's just how you die. That's what people are engrossed with.
Yeah. Because you see, it's that small moment that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That small moment between life and death.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you're dead, you're dead.
You're dead.
I don't care what people say. As soon as you're dead, you're dead. And this is now where it also becomes controversial. Because I'll say, I don't care what people say. I'll say that when someone dies, they die. Why? Because that's the scientific explanation. But I can also give you a fucked up side. This fucked up side is, I'll take you back to 1996. My dad dies. And had been healthy the whole day. All of a sudden, I was feeling sick. So I felt sick, went to the school, what is it called? The school clinic, was given some drugs, was able to sleep that night. Then the next day was 10th of October, which is Moi Day, and we could leave school. So I decided, let me just leave school, go home kidogo, and then come back. Then I go home and I find out my dad had died. And I remember also, I think one of my brothers also told me the same, that they felt something, So that's one thing that I'll never reconcile with my scientific mind. See, but then I remember something that Neil deGrasse Tyson says, that the universe owes you no explanation. So there's this one side of me where I know if you die, you die. You don't feel pain, you don't feel, But then there's this other side that shows me, that experience showed me that there's a human connection that is so powerful that when someone dies, you can be able to feel it. Because even when Jodo was shot, where was the mother? The mother was in America. And she says, at that specific moment, sini usiku, Kenya, in America, it was during the day, morning hours. She was at a sneakers shop wanting to buy a shoe for her son. And she couldn't make up her mind. Then she ended up walking away just to come back to Kenya. Ama to be called, whatever. I don't know what happened because they were on mobile phones that time. And find her son had died. So there's that weird human connection that I don't know. It can't be scientifically explained. But I still believe that death is final. And the only thing that you're left with is life. So if I had a choice, I'd want to live forever. As long as I stay young. If I'm going to be old and I can't wipe my ass, fuck that shit, man. You understand?
Yeah.
So there's Muki, you've not told us. Would you want to live forever? If you had a choice.
Man, I don't even know where to put that.
You're the one who introduced me to Slug, so I have to.
Yeah, man.
Let me know.
I used to
Which song was that?
I used to have a mental
that?
agility to answer such questions.
Which song was that?
As time has gone by, you make peace with a lot of things. If you're able to keep yourself healthy, I think I'm good. I'll say it's relative.
Yeah.
If I'm able to keep myself healthy, then fine. If I succumb to my body and not being able to sustain itself, then it's beyond my abilities.
Yeah, it's the song "If I Was Santa Claus."
Yeah, I remember that song.
And you introduced me to this, man. To me, it's weird. A lot of people, because I don't like Eminem, so there are a lot of people who told me that I don't like Eminem because he's white. And I'd say one of my favorite rappers is Slug. Slug is white, so it's not about white, it's about what does he rap about. Because like saying nothing. This other dude is just slow. And if I had a choice, and it's just shit that stays with you, So even every time I put on my headphones and I'm in town, I always remember, put on Nini, shove a Q-tip in my ear. Nini, for this world that I'm trying to ignore. Some shit whatever. There's some shit he says about listening to Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Putting on his headphones because he's trying to ignore the world.
Yeah.
Some shit. That nigga had some very dope lines that is he whispering in a world that only shouts or some shit. This Slug, man. Thank you for that shit, man.
Yeah, man.
Because there's a lot of black rappers that I don't have that connection with. See, they're dope, but they rap about bullshit. Yeah, because rapping about bullshit, I think it's easy.
Yeah, I know. I'm not able to quote everything because as time goes by, you also
forget.
You also
that's what I'm telling you. I'm trying to
But when I was immersed into that state of mind,
yeah,
I was all slug. I was for deep thought. I was slug, Aesop Rock.
Yeah.
If I want to have fun, I'm Louis Logic. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Often some people think like, oh, slug him say conscious. He rapped about his life. Because there was even this shit at what do we have here? A little motivation. Ain't nothing wrong with a little morning masturbation. You remember that shit? Sometimes I listen to that shit while jacking off. Like I'm waking up in the morning. I'm like, what do we have here? Yeah. So really, so this is like a friendship brought about by hip hop. So there is someone wondering like, why the fuck do people talk about this music? And it's interesting that a form of music can end up, although reggae does the same. You know, that's the interesting thing. Reggae does the same to people. It gives them this sort of community shit. Find a nigga all of a sudden wants to be a vegetarian. Wants to wear a turban, look like I'm Corino. So music is that powerful. Rock also makes people have tattoos and shit.
Yeah.
Rock makes people do weird shit. Because I remember even this. You remember these two niggas? We used to call them the sexy teenagers. Ian and Chief when they were young. Those motherfuckers would tell me like rock girls were ready down for orgies and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
This gothic girls. They'd suck 3 dicks in a room or some bullshit. And so that's how powerful music is. So we're just hanging out with this ninja called Muki Garang, and we asked him if you'd want to live forever.
Yeah, I give an answer. Well, it's all dependent.
No. It just shows you how this is the same podcast where we talk about shaving our assholes, and then right now we are talking about wanting to live forever. So we go where the conversation takes us. So so that was it, man. This is 20 years of friendship compressed in
wow, it's not even enough time, man. You know, it's not even enough time.
There's a lot of shit we've not talked about. So when we get a chance to bring this nigga back, we'll do that. So as usual, like, subscribe, hit the
notification button,
and don't forget,
tell a friend.
Because we made a mistake. This episode has been sponsored by Muki Garang's Invisible Optics.
Visible Optics.
Now retailing for 1,200 shillings or $12 or 12 pounds. That's how they do it. Don't forget, anything, enda kwa internet uangalia Amazon. Kama kitu inauzwa States $100, Britain inauzangwa 100 pounds. Hakunaga ati kuconvert ati inakuwa kidogo. Toa pound mtu wangu. Kwa Britain. Na usianze kutuambia ati pound ni 150 mtu wangu. Jetoa hiyo pound. So hii ilikuwa sponsored na Muki Garang's Invisible Optics. Tumeshukuru.
Thank you so much. Asanteni sana mazee jamaa. Najua tumebonga kilami mo lakini
fanya nafata tujabonga kilami. Kwanza kuna time nilikuwa nataka ubonge kilami. Nilikuwa napata ile time tukibonga juu ya states nilikuwa nataka ustick na kilami at least siwa kuelewe but ukaenda hapo kichapa tu sheng yani sinajua.
Lazima tu balance pia. But mimi nimefurahi sana mazee mimi wochigi. Zach Mwaf. Hapa hivi you're doing a lot of positive things. And what's your audience like? Are they our age bracket or they're younger?
They're young people, they are older, but it's mostly male.
All right.
We ain't getting pussy from
We ain't getting pussy from no one.
It's mostly male, but we also look at life through the like male eyes.
Yeah.
So it's not something that we're not in our 20s trying to impress girls or trying to have a female audience. We want to have a big audience of people who can listen to us just talk about life. Just talk about life, the struggles of this shit, because this shit is tricky. Like even as we finish, I'm sorry, we are supposed to be finishing, but I have to tell you two niggas about another thing. Watch your clip here, then issues. You watch?
Yeah, I watched it. I think on the Twitter or something.
Yeah, have you watched like the more of it?
No,
because these two niggas, this is a bullshit fight that they got involved in that cost them so much that could have all been avoided.
Yeah.
So they had this girl. I don't know which one of them is screwing the girl. So the two of them had one girl, and this girl offended some other girl. I'll call the other one a bitch because she just wanted to fight. So this one starts insulting this girl, and then they try to separate them. But then it seems there was a dude who was hanging out with these girls, comes and I think insulted them So after kwa insults, this dude went outside the hotel. Moja this ndichu motherfuckers, see, they're still separating these two girls. What does he do? He goes and attacks the other dude when he's outside. So brother moja, yeye pia kona bro yake, this is my twin brother. He's going to fight that nigga. I have to make sure he's safe. So he leaves these two girls, rushes outside to help his brother. What happens? These two bitches were being separated. They start whooping each other's ass. The one who wanted to fight is getting whooped by this girl that these two dudes had. She's in her white trousers and she's whooping ass and she looks like a kababi. Then now, see this one that's being whooped, someone from security comes in anakaa katikati yao, but he's trying to whoop this girl, the one in white, the one who was with the twins. Now where the mistake happens is when one of these twins comes, then one of the twins comes to help. Siaka kama ka ingia katikati ya mademu wawili. Then twin moja ule amevaa white came and started smacking this bitch, the one who started the whole fight. So that was the mistake. Don't smack her. So smacked her, and there are all these cameras. So, number one, this hotel needs to be sued for privacy. We don't need to see this shit. This shit needs to be seen by the police, and it ends there. Because they have to. Okay, in a hotel, your business all over the media.
No, man.
So I didn't like that. They like Iko Nini. But yeah, kuna biach fulani hapo. And this is the worst thing. Like the hardest thing about being a man is the men have paid the cost. We don't even know the girls' names. And it's these girls who started the fight. There's one girl there with a long dress. Can't fight for shit. But her bitch couldn't be stopped. She couldn't be calmed down. Like, bitch, calm down.
Damn,
just try it. And I'm calling her a bitch because she's a bitch. I don't expect a lady to go looking for fights. I'll check it. So that's what happens. Ended up costing them $2 million. That slap was expensive. That slap was. And they didn't want pussy. You see, now that's another thing. This girl said, they wanted pussy. And we believed it because we want pussy. And then the narrative was like, if these niggas have been fucking, their dicks have been inside some of these women on TV. How about these average looking girls? They must have demanded these little girls, these average looking girls to fuck them. Kumbe had nothing to do with pussy. I think the only person, one of the boys wanted to go screw that chick, but there was nothing like these girls, chapwa, anyone wanted their pussy. No one wanted your pussy, but now you see that's the power of pussy.
Yeah, probably that's why they were so bitter and trying to fight so hard.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is Kenyan hotels record everything and they'll expose your ass to the public. I hate that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sina nini, but if you have a secret life, man, you can't have a secret life.
I saw fucking like a YouTube ad for something. So a couple checks into the hotel, then the lady starts suspecting some shit. She starts going around looking for bugs. She is not seeing any. She leaves the boyfriend over there. She goes into the bathroom. And finally she sees something, picks up a phone. She comes running, tells the boyfriend, and then shows her. Don't talk. Bug.
Hey.
So that's how shit is nowadays, man. If you go to a
Cameras
hotel,
all over.
Yeah, if you go to a hotel, just anything you see, like a clock or whatever. Yeah,
like you can't even go on holiday with your wife.
Yeah.
Like you can be there with your wife, hitting it doggy style when you're being recorded.
Yeah,
like it's really fucked up that.
And it's only when you do
some
shit that's beneficial to you and somebody doesn't like it, that's when the tapes will come out. I'm sure like they have mad tapes.
Yeah.
They have
tapes. There needs to be kitu mtu anaweza kudunayo ya kudetect cameras.
Yeah, kudetect
because I don't even care about the sound. You can record all the sound you want. Yeah, lakini unajua sound unaweza jitetea.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, unaweza kuwa like, najua hii sauti unasikia tumeanza ngona alafu inaisha haraka. Lakini hiyo si mimi. Hiyo si mimi bwana. Like camera where you can be clearly seen it's you. Busting a nut after 1 minute. You can't explain that shit. So so there's that. Like so that's what happened with the Ndichu brothers. So one of them is the one who did all this bullshit. Because without attacking that nigga outside, these two bitches would not have fought. And also the girl they were hanging out with, I think she was trying too hard to show that she's a better version of either Grace Msalame or a better version of Janet Mbogwa. Like, those two bitches can't fight, but I can fight for you niggas. Because there was no reason for her to fight. She was trying too hard. So that's a clip that you niggas need to watch. So yeah. So as we said, episode 44, kicking the door, waving the 4-4. With our ninja Muki Garang, sponsored by Invisible Optics. You can get it right now, physical copy. Available for 1,200 shillings, $12 or 12 pounds. But as usual, you can support. Buy a lot of copies, give to your friends, or even buy one copy. 400 pounds, man. This you can't put value to art. Unajua. Kuna hizi raya zilikufa, nani raya ilikufa majuzi na kila mtu anafikiri kipainter kilikufa 1973. Hata nafikiri angelikufa kitambo. There's some famous. I can think ni Picasso. Picasso only did 73 jo. As a poor nigga. Now Picasso paintings worth millions.
Exactly.
You don't know shit Jay-Z ubonga kwa. So there's that. So issue imekuwa sponsored na Mr. Muki Garang.
Asante sana mwa.
Invisible Optics.
It's been real, man.
It's been real.
Yeah, let's keep it going, man.
Kicking the door, waving the 4-4. Iko Nini.